Happy podcast time. Hey, this podcast is with me, and I'm so happy to be with you and to serve that space. This gives me an opportunity to directly talk to you and share with you what I care about in manifesting at a higher level, creating vitality that helps you step into a day that makes you feel, oh, so scrumptiously divine. That's so important to me. I want every day for me to live in purpose, for me to live in a space where I know, man, I got this. And I'm hoping that I get to serve your purpose as you are listening and going through listening to the podcast that I put together for you today. Enjoy, and I can't wait to hear. Make sure you give us a review. Tell me what you think, because I truly care about how you feel from when you first walked into the podcast to the time that you leave. And what you're going to notice is right at the beginning, after the song The Fresh Inspiration Show, which is by Orgina Rose, by the way, that's a special song that she did for me, is that there's a couple of testimonials right at the front. And it's clients that are sharing how they feel about when they work with me. And I wanted to add that in because it was part of the Fresh Inspiration Show. They wanted to share with me how they felt about working with me, but also the vibe of what you're going to get every time you turn on one of our podcast shows. Or if you decide to come into one of our live shows, and you can find that at the Fresh Inspiration Show Mindset Transformation Entertainment, and that's in a Facebook group. I'd love to see you there. That's where all our shows go, and that's where a lot of experts that you're going to find that you also hear here in the podcast. So I so appreciate you. And at the tail end of the podcast, you'll hear 2 more people talking about what it is to hang out with me. So you have a fabulous one enjoying this podcast. I'm very proud of it. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Fresh Inspiration Show with founder and host Rhonda Liebig, Energy Revitalizer and Mindset Freedom Coach, and #1 best-selling author. We are here to freshly inspire you, uplift you, and transform you with our unique Mindset Transformation Entertainment Show. Get ready as we kick it into high gear, arousing your motivation in lifestyle, vitality, and business. But before we walk through the threshold and start the Fresh Inspiration Show, take a deep breath. Check in. What is your level of belief in you to conquer this new world? And then do yourself a favor. Before you exit our show, ask yourself, what is your level of transformation? Because we know if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that's why the biggest, best, and boldest inspirers are here for you right now. Buckle up. Yeah, you've got this.
Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration.
What you helped me do was be more in touch with my gift. So I appreciate that we had so many talks about how to, bring out the best piece of myself, to share my information with people. And so you really have a gift of being patient with people, being loving and non-judgmental, creating a safe space that I feel is super important for people to be able to grow.
I've been working with Rhonda for a while now. I've also known her for several years through a mastermind group. And it's been a wonderful experience to have somebody who cares, who has such an open heart, who really encourages me, to step out from an employee mindset all my life into this entrepreneurial adventure I am on, and to guide me, help me, and bring me forward and bring out all the good stuff that is there so that we can share that with the world. She is absolutely fun to work with, but also very dedicated, very professional, and I love that combination about you, because while it stays playful, it really brings results. I really feel that you empower people to move forward and be the best they can be, and that is a skill set that I admire. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just don't know how else to live. I know that I want to live in a world where I get to be my child and be a strong woman with all the years experience. And to be able to hear what you have to say is something that touches me so much, because I don't know how else to move forward unless I live in truth. And my relationships are so important. And so what you did for me, you helped me grow another step. I'm the shortest person in my family right now. Somehow my 14 and 16-year-old grew above me. So maybe today, maybe I grew 2 inches. So now I'm not the shortest, because I feel so light in my spine, and I truly appreciate what you're saying. And I'm so happy that I asked you, because I don't get moments to be able to ask you how your journey is with me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's transition into your energy, your flow, your playfulness, the way that you want to show up, the way that there is no judgment in there. Carolyn talked about forgiveness. Susan talked about calendaring so that you can get your life together so that you can be. It's one of my favorite words. Donna talked about losing somebody that just, it doesn't make sense. How do we even move forward? But we do. I want to bring energy into your world. No matter where you are, I want to meet up with you today. Sabina can talk so much, and I could listen all day with the vocals of gentleness, sharing about cancer. This is a big one for me. Diagnosed with breast cancer. And a doctor being dumbfounded about that we misdiagnosed you, even though there was something there. And the miracles of what we like to speak about is your vibration. I was 29 when I was diagnosed with something that I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Oh, everybody has thyroid stuff. The big deal for me in my ego sense is that I had to take this little small pill, and how dare somebody tell me that every day I have to take a pill just to survive, because I was told that if I have this issue, the hypothyroid issue, that I will never, ever be off of medicine. There's truth to that. Not about the medicine part, but your thyroid is so important. Before I was on medicine, I could be in a talking meeting. I would sit and I'd fall asleep. And I didn't know I was going to, but I'd click off. I could have one person talking to me, or a few, and I could have tons of laughter around me, but I couldn't tell what they were saying because my brain couldn't translate it. There were many of these stories of why I needed to be on medicine. And I was so happy I had it in another way because it gave me a new life. I didn't know that my new life could have been a fork in the road and understanding that I have a decision to make. I didn't know there was a decision. I didn't know that what we're talking about today, that was pansy ass stuff to me. I didn't understand that stuff. I would say if I can't see it, then it's not truth. And so my hurt soul at that time of being on the exterior and not allowing that space just for me to breathe and feel how I feel, to give me an answer when a doctor's telling me that I need to take thyroid medicine for the rest of my life because your thyroid, that cell goes into every piece of your body. That means I could have a heart attack. I could have anything done with my hair that could fall out and break out. I could have, everything. I could have a major pinky issue where it just swells and swells because my thyroid isn't working. So you know darn well at that time at 29, I knew I had to be on thyroid medicine because if I wasn't, I didn't know how to take that next step. Today, what I want to share with you is how I am off of medicine going on 4 years. And if I can do this, gosh dang it, you can too. A person coming from exterior into this world and starting to heal 12 years ago, I made a decision that you can make right now or you can layer in deeper and deeper. And again, it's your vitality frequency. And I've been saying vibration because we've been talking a lot about that, but vitality frequency. So please venture in with me today and let's see where your vitality frequency is right now. If you've been with us all day, you're probably humming at the right level and you're there. But if you're just coming in because you knew I was speaking at 12 and you didn't get an opportunity to be through this day, check in, see how you're feeling right now. Get a piece of paper and pen and give yourself the opportunity to start thinking about what you want to think about as we're talking about this. I want to visit different things about your day. I want to give you tools. I just want to love on you. And I want to play. And I want to dance. So I'm going to say, let's hit it, maestro. And let's do some fresh inspiration dancing again. Fresh. I'm bringing it to you. All right, here we go. Just brought up the frequency. At least I hope a notch or like way you're like, Rhonda's crazy. And I say, yes, welcome in. Vitality frequency. Vitality vibration. It's that feeling that when you are standing and you feel the movement in your body, and it's hard to stand straight, or it's hard to stand strong, or it's hard to just stand because you feel the quivering. That is sharing with you that your nervous system is having this uncomfortable space. And it could be food, it could be mindset, it could be maybe you're not moving enough, maybe you're moving too much, maybe you're overworking yourself. Maybe your job has really gotten to you. Maybe as an entrepreneur, you haven't really figured out your day yet, but there's something inside speaking to you. Gosh, it could be with your mind. You know, all the stories we tell each other. Tell myself. Maybe I have more than one personality because all of a sudden I started thinking about, who am I talking about? I want you to talk to yourself. I'm out loud here. Maybe I have two people. I think there's one that wants to dance all the time and the other one that says, let's get serious. So let me bring some serious in with you. But it's the thing that sometimes we can break ourselves down so much. So my number one thing, and think about this for you, is on your piece of paper, on your mind, or bring it out there, throw it out there. Where is your mind at these days? We're under a lot of stress right now, even before that though. But we can talk about now, whatever you want. Let's put that on the plate. Your plate is just, because I love food. So, well, you know, I'm a health coach, so you got to talk about that. Put it on your plate. Where is your mind these days? Or where has your mind been all your life where you're struggling? Maybe there's things that happen when you're a kid that could be misinterpreted, or because you realize, oh, I was young and I thought this, but this is what's happened. And okay, now I need to work through this. Or it's something that could be abuse. Whatever it is, let's keep light in here. But there's some heavy things that can happen through life. Put that on your plate today and look at it in a playful way of, okay, this is the stuff I want to clear. This is the stuff that kept me on medicine. This is why I worked out and I ate decently well, but I still ended up on thyroid medicine, is that I didn't want to go into communities or have friends over. And I didn't want to go in communities of people I didn't know. I didn't want to go in communities of people I did know. I only knew how to be with one person. So you see where this can start breaking me down, because wherever I wasn't happy with anything, all I could see was that I couldn't have a relationship with anything except maybe one person. And if I was a friend with that one person, I could control. They would have to say something directly to me. I could see their actions, and it would be easier for me to hang out with them. But I was always in struggle with that person too. I had to push that relationship down. Like, how dare them even think that I care about them? And so that was another layer I was dealing with, the connection with the relationship. So I was in battle all the time. Put that on your plate. Anything you're battling with or feels that in your day is not working for you, and bring it here to your vibration. Meaning, is your vibration like, oh, I just don't want to deal with this, and then your nervous system gets, or is it that you're tearing yourself down and you're telling yourself words and phrases you may have heard when you were growing up, and all of a sudden these voices really aren't you. But my goodness, for some reason you're carrying them and thinking they're truth, because they are, because you've been saying them to all your life. This mindset area is important. It can bring you into medicine. It can bring you into having a massive heart attack. It can bring you into losing your hair and not having much because you are so worried and concerned. Because like me, I didn't know how to have relationships. I didn't know how to have a friend. My person that I thought was my friend is I would let them in a little bit, and they would go out and they'd have friendships all over the place. And they would come and hang out with me when I said it was okay. I'm going to San Francisco. I'm going to go dancing. I don't want to be in Petaluma. I'm from Sonoma County. I don't want to be in Petaluma because I don't want anybody to know me. And then my ego would come in. This town is too small. I don't want anybody to know. And oh my gosh, I did not want to date. High school? Because they would know something about me, and all of a sudden it would open me up so others could talk about me. Because, you know, when you're in high school, everybody likes to brag and talk about things. So I was lonely. This is what brought me to medicine. Put it on your plate. What is it about a pre-diabetes, pre-something of a diagnosis you're getting on the side of from a doctor. Because if you're talking to me, I'm going to hear your diagnosis, but I'm not really going to go there. But I want to make sure I help and nurture that for you. I'm going to go in the wellness space and say, okay, you need this food, you need that food, and I will talk about these tips. But I start going in the wellness area, so now there's no judgment. It's like, okay, because gosh, a diagnosis is judgment. Well, how dare I have been hard on myself? How dare I only have one friend? I should have had more. I should have done this. How dare I be on medicine because I've been working out all my life? I thought that was the cure. Those things that come in, put it on your plate, which means really journaling today. Think about your awarenesses you're having right now. My stories for you are for you. This is centered around me just because I'm right here, but I live my life and I can do this every single day. I do Facebook Lives. I'm in my pool, no makeup. I'm 51, so I have, little, sometimes swelling, sometimes little things going on. Doesn't matter to me because I'm like, my purpose is right here. This is what you see. This is a vessel that's learning life. I'm going to keep learning life. I'm going to look as beautiful as I can when I walk because I love that. But when it comes to health, your mind, your relationships with food, I want you to have freedom. So I don't care what I look like, but I want you to look beautiful. And then when I'm done with my work, I want me to look beautiful too, and I'm going to print myself up and look good, but I know what my calling is. So let me go into another story about knowing what my calling is. Because maybe some of you know what your calling is, but you haven't stepped into it. I'm still connecting you with your health. I'm still connecting you with your frequency, your vitality. I get done with high school. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't understand fully what college is because I don't really understand what I want to do. I was already teaching aerobics, and that's all I knew, and I loved it. And I thought I had to leave the health industry to make money for survival. So judgment on myself, go to college because you have to. I'm so glad I did because that helps me run my business. I played for 9 years, 10 years to finally get done with college. I paid my way through and I had a lot of people around me, especially my mom, supporting me along the way, watching me go through this, and then with Jeff being along my side. I kept telling myself, though, that I was dumb, that I wasn't very smart. And so it took me quite a long time to let myself be so I could make the right decisions. Anything coming up for you, please write it on your plate. Now I get done with college. Now I know that I just want to live life as big as possible. You too, like as big as possible. Or right now, hopefully you're waking up to it. What's your biggest thing you want to do? I'm going to say yes. So let's make it as big as you want to live. But you got to be in truth of who you want to be, who are you? And if you fight that, you're hitting your head against the wall. Doesn't feel good. Now that's the only way I knew how to live life, because I knew if I work my ass off, I will get what I want. I'm going to pass the CPA exam. Yeah, you're dumb, but you're going to pass the CPA exam. I passed the CPA exam. I still tell myself I'm dumb. Put it on your plate if it's holding you back. Remember your plate? Write it in your journal. Write it in your journal. So I'm in my accounting world. I love it. I love numbers. I love sum if, VLOOKUP. I love putting all those pretty colors on my spreadsheets. I love telling people how much I know about bonds that barely anybody knows about it. I love being one-upping on people. Man, I'm in the right field. I know what I'm doing, but people pay me lots of money, and the ego kept going crazy. What was happening was I thought I was dumb. So I had to one-up. Being a CPA, after I passed the exam meant that I can one-up people. Boy, that made me feel good, but it actually was really one of my saddest days when I did pass the test. And I don't know if I'm going to get it in today, but I do want you to know that sometimes when you meet your goals, it doesn't matter because you're still beating yourself up. Anything come up for you, please put it on your plate today. I want to bring up your frequency. So I'm one-upping people. I'm hot shit. I get to be a CPA. Now, nobody really knows the answers except the people I work with. I'm already competing with them. You better believe it, because I don't have relationships. I have one-up relationships. People are going to respect me because I'm a CPA. Boy, is that the loneliest time in my life. People don't respect people that aren't nice. They respect me because I'm fun. People always would find me because I was fun. I didn't drink. It wasn't a partying thing for me. I feel like I've always loved to dance. I found fun things to do. And people liked me for that. People did not appreciate being with me when I talked behind their backs. Why? Because I'm one-upping. I know how they should live their life. Because mirror, mirror, I'm not talking to you, even though I may tell you how to live your life at that stage. I was telling myself because I was not happy with me. Anything come up? Put it on your plate. Because this is safety here. Journal. Add it. What's coming up for you? What do you want to heal? Now I'm lonely as hell. By the way, I just picked up swearing, I think, this year. What the heck? So I start thinking about this. I'm a mom. At this time, my mom is pretty much taking care of my kids because I had to study for the exam all those years. I had to. I had to get up at 4 a.m, Monday through Friday, and Saturday I better be studying because I'm so dumb that I need all that time. I need to tear myself up. I need to make sure I'm working hard because if I'm not working hard, well, you got to work hard. So how can Susan talk about calendaring and Carolyn and Donna talking about, this journey that Donna's been going on. Carolyn's talking about being and also Sabina. And how can that happen? And you really accomplish stuff? Not in this stage. I started swirling and spinning. Now Jeff is taking care of the kids because I'm not done with work to even pick them up before 6. I'm spinning. Keep adding your notes, whatever's coming through for you. Okay, what's spinning mean? There is no grounding. That means when I wake up in the morning, I'm in fear-based right away. I have no grounding thoughts. I'm in fear. I don't know how to talk to people. My voice is gone. Now, the thing that I love doing, being a CPA, I couldn't really do. Flatline. Sidebar, you may think, well, Rhonda, why did you not keep following and pursuing that CPA stage? Because it wasn't me. It was the one-upping time that I had to learn my experience. So isn't that fabulous? But a lot of people did get frustrated with me in my sphere that I passed the CPA exam and I left the field. I had people like that in my world. And I had to understand for myself. Come on, everybody, come with me now. Now we're going in the healing space. Come along. I had to give up my life of what I knew at that time so that I could be here. I don't know if I would be here. I couldn't make it physically here, right here with what I'm doing and living in my passion. I would tell myself I couldn't do this. It's bold to be standing in your passion. Put it on your plate. Are you in your passion? What comes up with that for you? It affects your frequency. So now it's all there for you. You got a whole plate. I know I still do sometimes, 2 months ago, I got sick. I could barely move. There are things. So perfectionism, isn't it fabulous? Because you realize you can fall and then you get to learn. And that I'm in the health coaching area and I get sick because it teaches me something like, here, wait, what? How'd that happen? How did 2 months ago you could barely move and then you have to go ask all these people to help you, which now I love doing. That's part of my relationship. I like to ask people for help. But if you have the wrong people in your sphere, when you're starting to work in your passion or you're not living in your passion because you have people pushing you down, those baby steps are really hard, the beginning. I gotcha. I know how it is to spin. To know at 19, let's go back to 4 years old. I knew my passion was to understand, why are we getting ill? My feet dangling because I wasn't tall enough to sit on this couch with my grandma that it was brown and there were flowers all around it. And grandma and I were sitting and talking, 4 years old, asking my grandma I won't swear because I was 4 then, so I won't swear there. But what the heck? Why is grandpa passing away? Why is there diabetes, hypertension, cancer? Like, what is going on? I knew what my passion and my calling was. What's yours? Did you know at 4 years old? Bring yourself back to that child. I'm here. I know how it feels to be lost. And I take it seriously. I won't let anybody get in the way of me being able to help in this space. True passion, isn't it? You better believe it. You better believe it. What has you going like that? That nobody can stop me. Ready? We're bringing it up. We're bringing up that frequency. Nobody's going to stop you. You got this. Now you have all the grounding work that you got from everybody, but hopefully with putting everything on the plate, if you've only been here just to specifically see me, am I grounding you? And am I getting you in that feeling? I got this. I'm going to die if I don't do my passion. I got you. If I make a mistake, it's okay because we're not perfect. But I got you. You have that judgment. When I feel an ache, I'm so scared. I got you. When you have people in your camp telling you you can't do it, they may not use words. They judge. I got you. When you wake up in the morning and you're scared and you can barely put your feet on the ground because you're afraid of even the grounding of putting your feet on the ground, you think you better lay in bed because you just can't do it. I have coached people out of bed through this coronavirus There is one client I feel like I'm going to lose at any moment. And the only way I keep her into play is because I tell her, I got you. And I've known this woman for 12 years. I tell her, I got you. Okay, so let's talk about this. Has your heart opened up for you to where you can see what your passion is? It's an emotion. It doesn't have to be a word or exactly what it is. That's your frequency. That's after you go and you see a movie and you go, life is so easy. This movie made me feel so good. That's how I live my life. You go to a concert and you go, life is so easy because I feel so blessed to be able to have 2 hours going and seeing my favorite band. That's your frequency. But how do you get there? The stuff you put on the plate. That stuff is holding you back. So clear it off your plate. Now you got something clean. And so it's this white, beautiful plate. And you hold it however you want because there's no aches in your elbows and your hands, your shoulders. You just remember how you felt as a kid and you're aspiring to do that. So you get to hold the plate and just feel like that. Feel like your kid sense. Because now it's feeding into your vessel. It's feeding in as food. Your mind is being fed as if it's food right into your body. Your stomach gets to feel so together and just that you are just feeling the power of what your passion is. Life is passion. Relationships is passion. Food is passion. So bring it in. Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration. Bring it into your plate. Breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. Now exhale. You got this. There's your frequency level. If you want to stay in that frequency level, I want you at my pool talks. Vitality pool talks, about 4 times a week. I want you there. If you want more, and you want to keep that frequency, I want to VIP style you in your frequency. I'd like you to come to my retreat. It's about loving yourself and learning how that is. We have a big learning curve. Retreat is a good kickoff. So why not think about that? The way you see me, did you see the women here today and what they shared of how they felt about me? For them to say that, they see that in themselves. For them to be able to say that, they see that in themselves. They can't share anything like what they did unless they can feel it within themselves. The only way I know how to live life is good relationships. So, if you were concerned and scared like I was about coming into a community, or you were in fear of saying something wrong because someone will judge you, this is the safest place to be. Because if I've had those problems and issues, whatever's clean on your plate right now, if that was one of them, then it's hard for you to say yes about being in a community, but I invite you in because it's nurturing. I got your back. Right now, I know we may be on podcast and you're listening to it, or we might be on the TV show and you're listening to it on Roku. But if you know how to get a hold of me, You can do it through social media. You can find the show, the Fresh Inspiration Show. You can find my website because it is I Am Who I Am, Rhonda Liebig. It is not anything else. It's Rhonda Liebig. There is no other. There's nothing else but Rhonda Liebig. It's the only way I know how to be. Find me. Tell me what you want. Tell me right now if you want to be part of it. Instant message me. Contact me. Rhonda at RhondaLiebig.com. The last name is tricky. It's like lie big, L-I-E-B as in boy, I-G. And as you know, being a CPA in the past, and I still pay my money actually so that I can still say and see that CPA license, because that was some hard work. I'm loving on me some hours of studying. L-I-E-B-I-G, Liebig. So Rhonda Liebig, it's German. So I hope you enjoyed that talk. This is like scrumptiously fun to bring community together. Laura Kelchin said, I got you, and this is so powerful. I didn't look to see what community said here. Let's just see if there's anything else. Laura, you did come. Laura, I want you to also look through. There's some comments that I gave you about your calendaring. So I'm here for you. As the host of the show, we all got your back. Start of the day, we had Donna Schreiner, S-C-H-R-E-I-N-E-R. Donna Schreiner is here for you to answer questions, to connect with. If you have any ideas even how to uplift her into her advocacy, she already has a vessel open to that. But if you got some experience, she wants to talk to you. She has been studying to be a health coach. In my Rhonda Liebig Health Coach area, she is the Rhonda Liebig Health Coach mama. And she makes sure that people that are getting coached through this health and wellness, she connects with them. So she has wonderful, inspiring things to be a part of. If you want to know more about Donna Schreiner, we have instant message on Facebook. Find her there. So it gives her opportunity to get comfortable with this world, because this is a very raw world. You know, we expose ourselves as speakers, and we really have a lot to deal with in life when we learn to get in a line so we can be there for you every day. It takes some time. So be patient with Donna, because she's full force, but she has a lot of healing to do. So instant message her and make sure that you connect with her. Carolyn C.J. Jones. Carolyn is all out there just like me. We are just there in the Facebook Lives, and the people are seeing Carolyn a part of the chamber over in Marin. And so you're going to find CJ around, but to get her attention, remember, Fridays, that's the deal. Go and talk with her. Get in her Zoom call. There are some powerful messages and nuggets that you got, but it's not enough, because you're only going to get so much, and you think, okay, I just saw a movie. Now I'm ready to go. That's my Running Man arms, by the way. Okay, a little sidetrack there. Yeah, the had to be like a little quiet pause there. What Carolyn brought in is the beginning of your space. You know, when you go to a movie, you have about an hour of upwardness, you're like, yeah. And then within an hour, you know, you kind of fall off that wagon. I don't think you really fall off the wagon, but you know what I mean. So if you're connecting with Carolyn, say so here, instant message her, get the link. And Carolyn, I want to make sure that you go into Facebook and put your information in there through where the video is, and they'll be able to find out where to connect with you. Connect with your forgiveness coach. that's got your back. And remember how many times it touched different areas of your life, and for some reason we're going back to the forgiveness, so the tools were really good. So we went in with Sabina Gork-Schroed, and Sabina is in that space of figuring out your flow and giving you tools. You see how my arm's moving so that you get up into the joy. And so she's figuring out for you so she can meet up with you. And so you can feel anything that's holding you back, that you're forgetting to laugh, you're forgetting to love, and all the qualities of things that you really want to live in joy and be in truth. At the beginning, 8 a.m. when we started, it feels like actually 1 minute ago. But when I started this 6 months ago, I was like, oh, are we almost done? Now it's like I think it was just 1 minute ago that we started, because everybody gets to lift me. Thank you, ladies. But you know how I said that don't come in today and put everything under the carpet and then come here and treat that as two separate things. And I want to bring up the experience with when Donna and I first started working together. Donna was saying, well, Rhonda, I know pretty much all what we're saying, but I never, because she studied this all the time, this understanding these things were always something that was very important to her, but she didn't know how to fully disseminate it, because there's sometimes a wall there. And so to get it in, assimilate it into your body, there's probably the mindset there that may be stopping you. And so through Donna's 4.5 years of experience being, in this space, what she learned is something that Sabina loves to be able to guide on too. Because, a lot of us actually do the same thing, but in different ways. So of course, come with your personalities of who you really enjoy. And I believe you need more than one coach. That's just me. But when you start learning how to open that up, then you realize that even though you know that, but you get to actually really know that, know what joy really means. So go find Sabina Gork-Schroed. Susan Tollefson, what she has taught me, and figure out what you learned today from her too, because there was a lot of good stuff in there. So kind of bring it in the forefront here of what you learned from her and how important it is to be efficient in your life and effective and gentle about it, no judgment, and how to do that and place it gently and lovingly into your calendar so that you do have the right relationship with life, because time gets away from us. Time moves fast is what we say. But we want to bring back the time and how it felt when we were a kid and being present. But the only way to stay present is, you got the calendar. So I'm talking to people that feel restricted. No judgment. I just feel restricted. So you want to venture in, if you're feeling restricted or you're feeling that you have the calendar, but there are some nuggets in there and you need to really figure out how to be successful so that your days really do feel longer and fabulous, then you'll want to go find Susan Tollefson. And so Susan, yes, make sure you come back to this community on this Facebook space here. And then you can put your information in there for everybody. That's for all of you. Because for us where we're at right now, it's not going to translate to where we are in Facebook. So you'll see them posting things as we end the show today. So did you get what you wanted? Did you get more than what you wanted? Because we're getting ready to exit out. How did you feel when you came in? And as you're walking out, is it better than a movie maybe? Or better than going and seeing your band? Maybe not. Maybe it's the same level because those things are real important to you. That's what we do here at the Fresh Inspiration Show. Make sure that you connect with the experts. If you want to be part of the show, we got your back. Let's have a discussion about that. What you see is what the end result is and the layers that you have once you say yes to this community. Because you have podcasts, then you get to go on Roku TV. So there's 3 layers, ways that you get promoted in all different ways. And sometimes during our shows, we don't have massive big audience, but you get your best work here. And the people that decided to come, think about all the touch points that all the experts today got to have. Now we get to have the inspiration and be inspired, and it gets to help us move forward because we believe in ourselves more, which translates to bigger stuff. Now you're getting out there more and sharing you, and you're learning how to pick up the phone more to connect with new friends. And for you on the other side that's watching this, you get to have our heart sense. And so if you want to be a speaker and you want to be able to experience that and grow your portfolio, and you want to be part of the Fresh Inspiration Show. So find me, Rhonda Liebig, and be connected with that. Ladies, we did it. We did it. Everybody unmute. We did it. Anybody have anything to say? Guest, I'm so happy that you're here, the Fresh Inspiration Show community. Thank you. Share with me, ladies, as we exit out. How are you feeling today? What's on your mind before we leave each other?
I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity and to connect with all these awesome people. I've done this once before. It was a fabulous experience, and it's doing it the second time is even better. So I appreciate the opportunity and the forum that you provide to connect with people, and I guess that's it. Just connect with people and that are fabulous.
This was a beautiful morning and just really inspiring and heartwarming and uplifting. And I've been on the show before, and I really enjoy being part of this and meeting so many amazing women and men, and to see the show grow and move forward too. I think this will be an exciting venture down the road, so I'm excited to be part of it, and thank you for inviting me.
I have just felt, Rhonda, honored to be on this show today, and all of you guys are awesome, every one of you, and I've really enjoyed listening to you, and I will be in touch. Thank you, Rhonda, for putting this together. This is a great symposium.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Rhonda, I just want to say thank you, and I want to thank all the other 3 ladies also for all of the fabulous information. And it's kind of different to be on this side of it versus being just the guest to watch the experts talk. But it's been a uplifting experience, and I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity, Rhonda, and for everybody to give me that input and that love so that I can keep my journey going and bring my advocacy to light. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. We did a fabulous show. And Darlene Nutter says, thank you, everyone. Great show.
Oh.
And I fully believe it. We did another one, ladies. Mwah. Thank you so much for giving your heart and the love that you do in your passion. Have an insightful day, everyone. We are around. Add some more to the comments. And we had a quiet group today, and sometimes, and I saw everybody taking notes. I think it was a very interesting day because of the fires. I think we're deeper into the coronavirus, not knowing what's going on, and we're in a lot of reflection time. And I feel like this show really had its purpose today, and we understood what we were doing and the focus. And I'm so proud of Sabina, Donna, Carolyn, Susan, the way you showed up. I feel like it was a miracle day. And that's the only way I know how to say it. It feels like I was dreaming today. And you helped me bring my frequency up and believing in myself. I'm around people that are living in their passion. It's the only way I know how to live when I get to see people say, it's the only way I know how to live. So thank you for sharing this space. Namaste. I love you.
We've been working together, about 6 months?
Mhm.
And I don't think I've ever worked with anyone that's as non-judgmental as you are. And I value that highly. And you're just not critical. And I value that highly too. So you always put things in a way that makes it palatable and takes my defensiveness away.
Mm.
I enjoy working with you a lot, Rhonda.
Rhonda, since I've been working with you for almost 4.5 years and you've always had my back. And especially right now, you've had my back in the last few months. But I love the way that you have a very intuitive mindset on things. And you've seen things in me that I definitely did not see. One of them being the whole leadership piece. But the other part that I love about you is probably why I loved my husband, was your humor. I mean, you'll bring out humor to help bring out the playfulness in us all. And so that it doesn't feel so heavy, that you lighten things up, but we still get the idea of what you're trying to tell us. And so I appreciate you immensely, and I love you immensely.
Fresh inspiration.